Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi ramp. Sorry, there's a challenge on the play for game one against Zoo, it seems. Let's take a look see. So basically, a mulligan to 5 for opponent, or more mulligan to 6, I suppose. Alright, double green, and pass, and pass. It's definitely against Zoo. Surveil. So we can double rumble, try and angle towards an early Emrakul if we get lucky. Draw another Sprawl. I'll go Temple, double green colorless rumble. There is Talisman, though I'm more thinking about going for a land here, because that'd be 3/4 types in yard. Yes, let's go Lab. And then Rumble's mana neutral at this point. We don't have a creature in yard. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I don't think we actually need to put Mycospawn into yard at this point. Because we do this, we'll have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 by tucking Sire. So that should be a turn 3 Emrakul. We'll grab the Myco as a backup plan, and we'll pass. Alright, opponent, what say you? And if you just play Sign of Draco, I'm kind of fine with that. Double Rumble strong. Goes to main. Land for turn. And what you got? I don't believe you should have any Grave Hate main. You could still have Consign main. If you go that route, we'll kick a Myco. I'm kind of okay if they decide not to pressure the board. We can take our time then. You would kick. Grab a Cavern of Souls. Guarantee the body on board for Emrakul. I guess they could Leyline Binding, Sprawler Spawn, try and delay me by a turn. That is an option. Paying cost for. Kavu. Alright, I mean, that is a turn 3 Emrakul then. Draw. Opponent's team can. K command. Tuck Sire. Tis an Emrakul friend. Our turn. There's the Leyline Binding. There's Flage. There's Stubborn Denial. So we can Stubborn Denial Leyline Binding, right? Yes. Alternatively, I could just play Binding, eat the Sprawl, and call it a day. The one downside of going Leyline Binding Denial just is that I would not be able to fetch the Wooded Foothill. The alternative is that we could just Kavu pitch Leyline Binding, but it gets them a free card. So in that case, how do you want to proceed? Let's go to draw first. Double fetch, fail to find is also a decent option. There's Arena of Glory. Let's go to main. Yeah, I mean, we could just Leyline Binding, Sprawl, call it a day, Kavu attack in, and then double fetch, leaving them with just Arena of Glory, Thundering Falls. Yeah, that is a option. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. It's a downside because we then can't kick a Myco, but say la vie. We'll fetch. Yeah, no Surveil lands for that one. I am tempted to Arena of Glory, but we'll fetch. There's Surveil lands here. No, there is no Surveil lands here. Alright, we'll just fail to find. Attack with Kavu, exile land from Yard, destroy Kavu, play Binding, and reset. So, solid win. Solid turn 3 Emrakul. Sideboard-wise for this, let's take a look. We want Unholy Heat, Dismember, Nature's Claim, Fate is tempting. The one downside of K return just takes a lot of effort to get it into Yard. At least we're going to trim a Rumble, keep the Cavernous Souls. So I'd need to trim 7. Against Zoo, we trim an Emrakul, so we need to trim 6. We want to keep Ice Still because of Sign of Draco. Or not Ice Still, Writhing Crystal because of Sign of Draco. We could trim Ice Still. Though it is useful if they play Charmaw. But I think maybe trimming out the Ice Till's fine. It still means we need to trim 3 other cards, though. Let's cut the K return. And we'll cut the K return, keep the Fade. And then we still would need to cut one more thing. I guess because we have the Dismember now. Huh. Maybe a Claim? Because Dismember is nice. It does get rid of Rag, it gets rid of Scion, gets rid of Kavu. Whereas Claim, yeah, I guess we'll trim a Claim. So, cut Ice Till package, trim an Emrakul, cut Return, trim a Rumble, and only bring in 1 Claim in. That way we can play the extra Dismember. Yeah, I think that's right. Alright. Utopia Sprawl. Interesting. I can make this work. Yes, I'll keep. Leyline the Guild Pact. And pass. No turn 1 Ragavan, that's nice. We draw. Lab. Huh. Well, that does potentially position for a K command X2, though the Leyline the Guild Pact is a little bit rough. Interesting. We'll go Temple, pass. If they play Kavu, then K command X equals 2 seems good here. Of course, we also have the Dismember that can deal with it. Surveil. The worst case scenario is a Sign of Draco here. Wooded Foothill, and casting Spellbomb. Spellbomb's fine. So they're a bit worried about another Emrakul, Ugin's Lab, Imprint, Ugin, or Devourer. Devourer is more likely castable earlier, though Ugin resolving is pretty solid. I'll tuck the Ugin though, and hold up K command X equals 2. It didn't fetch, which tells me they have a consigned memory in hand. Okay. Do they have a Charmal? They do not. But again, holding up mana. Alright, we'll draw. Sprawl. Commercial District Surveil. Windswept Teeth to top. And we'll hold once again. Triumph tapped. Opponent's playing smart, playing the control game. So we just kind of chill. And draw. We'll play Windswept Teeth, fetch. We'll go for a Forest to play around Charmal. For green or for red? We'll go for green here. We could Utopia Sprawl as well. Or a second Utopia Sprawl, I think. We'll just hold double green and hold at this point. Opponent's gonna have to make a move at some point. We're just generating more and more mana. Unless they play Doorkeeper Thrall for a flash. Wear Tear. Rude, but fine. Paying cost for Kavu. Sure. Do I dismember the Kavu here? I think I will. Kavu down. Alright. Draw. Fade from History gets rid of Leyline of the Guild Pact and Spell Bomb. We'll play Shifting Wood and Sprawl once again for double green. Actually we'll go red-green. And once again, I think I hold. Paying cost for Charmal. Winter Night Stories tapped out in response. X equals 5. There's an Emrakul Rumble. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17. No matter what, we'll want Maiko at the very top. Potentially Rumble. Maybe don't want Temple right now. Emrakul, Chrysalis, and pass. Steam Vents. Shocked. Yeah, they missed sequence there. Draw. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17. I guess actually going for the Temple would have been good. It would have allowed me to Devour first and then Emrakul. So I almost wish this Chrysalis was that. Well, let's start with Chrysalis then. Yield all. I mean, Chrysalis is a threat at this point. Even if they counter the Emrakul, we are set up for Shifting Woodland next turn. So this will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll keep the Ugin untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, we'll tap it. So we'll want 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Emrakul. Yield all. You have a consigned memory. Flacius and Yar, that is notable. Consign. You're going to want to get rid of... Whoa. You stop the trigger but not the body. I mean, I guess in that case you probably have a Binding in hand, which we have this Fade from Mystery and Devourer for. I mean, Lethal's very much on board. Hell, the Chrysa's too big for you to deal with, even if that Flage, unless you haste it, but even then. There's the Binding. Should have definitely waited until I went to combat, though, because then I wouldn't be able to fade it. I guess regardless, I won't be able to attack with the Emrakul when it comes back to board, so moot point, I suppose. 3 cards in hand. End step and draw. How do we want to proceed here? Let's start with Rumble. Devour, Mycospawn, Talisman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go Devour of Destiny. And trigger. Attempt to exile the Binding. You have another consigned memory. I'm kind of just going to pocket this Fade until we absolutely need to cast it. Potentially get rid of a Sign of Draco while we're at it. I'm just assuming they have more consigns. Yield all. Sure. I guess Fade would play around Consign. So maybe Fade was right, because it plays around Consign, but not Stubborn Denial. And also Stubborn Denial right now. We'll go to combat regardless. Swing for 8. Blocks with a Rag. 2 cards left in hand. We still have Devourer pocketed in hand as well. And hold. There's Arena of Glory, so you can haste a Flage. At most, you'll hit me for 6, though. Two cards in hand. Spellbomb will hit my yard, that's fine. Yep. And they do draw a card. Do you haste the Flage? To Fairy. Sure, I imagine you bounce Chrysalis then. Yes. And draw. Nature's Claim. Well, I do like that. So in that case, let's start with Chrysalis once again. Then Nature's Claim Binding. Oracle's back on board. And 2, 4, 6, 7. No reason to devour the Teferi right now, I don't think. We'll just pass. I think in retrospect, yeah, when we cast the last Devour, probably should have just faded, but we'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. Alright, solid win. We'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match number 2 on the draw for game 1. I mean, we got 2 looks. We pitch probably the Ghost Quarter here. We go... I guess we get 3 looks. Thing is, it just does nothing off the bat other than the Talisman or 2. I could go down to 5. We'll keep this one. Pitch the Quarter. And pass. Blue to Delta, pass, draw. Lab, don't want lab, wins with T, pass. If I could simply find a threat, that would be cool. Surveil, surveil. Push to yard, makes sense. Order Grave Shock. Passing. Feels like a counter spell. Fetch. Surveil. Ugin. I do like Ugin in the grand scheme. I mean, I don't want to play directly into a counter spell, so I think I'll just play Temple then pass here. Yes. Pass. Well, just doing so does me no benefit. Orcish Bowmaster, okay. Down to 17, or down to 18, down to 16. So it definitely feels more like a traditional Murktide deck, yeah? Draw. Holding up more interaction. Can I please draw into a threat? That'd be really cool. I'll play the Temple and pass. Fetch Bloodstained Mire. Surveil. I mean, K command would be awesome. I'll take a K return right now, just get rid of the Bowmaster. Combat, down to 14. A creature would be good here. Tameo. Still holding up 2 blue, so yeah, it definitely feels like a counterspell or consign. We'll draw. Sprawl. In that case, let's start with Sprawl. For red. And Talisman. By holding up both temples, it does force them to kind of think about a K command, so they're not going to counter anything. Which probably means they don't have a force in hand. 3, 6, 7 next turns. We can play Ugin, trigger Sanctum. Down to 12. Now if I can draw some threats, that would be awesome. Draw. That is a Chrysalis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to play both Chrysalis and Ugin. Do we need to play the Ugin right now, though? Probably not. Cast Chrysalis. Yield all. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Trigger resolves. Does the body hit the board? 4, 5. We'll play the Sanctum of Ugin and pass. They could crack the clue Fatal Push. Crack the clue. And push. Yep, makes sense. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, we can block the Bowmaster, no problem. Yes. Go to blocks. We block and block. Preordain. Do you flip the Tamiya? If you flip the Tamiya, we're going to Ugin it. Adawara, still 3 up. Draw. K command is very solid. I mean, we can use that as permission for the Ugin's resolution. Not to mention we can trigger the Sanctum as well. We'll play the Ugin Lab. We will not tuck the Ugin. Hold K command. Draw a card. 7 in hand. Go to attacks. We'll take 2 down to 10. Trigger the Tamiyo. Should we play around a Spell Pierce? Probably not a bad idea. We'll keep 2 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will still trigger Sanctum. Here comes Kaido. Ninjutsu the Bowmaster. Yes. So we'll take 4. Can't do too much about that. Though I think now's the time to K command. Ramp and Scry Draw. Again, play around Pierce on the off chance it's relevant. Yield all. Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll grab an Emrakul. And it resolves. Oh, that's interesting. Bottom, 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 top, top, draw. We'll take the 4 down to 8. Kaido surveils, draws a card. They could have subtlety in hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19, 20. End step. And draw. Myco. Let's start by, do we even need to kick the Myco? Not really. I think just casting the Myco would be correct here. Actually, let's do... green. I guess I can... Okay, so let's cancel for a second. Tap. Cast. 2. And 3. 4. Yield all. If you have a consign, now's the time to use it. We'll grab Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. So, again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17. So we can also play the Ice Till. Polluted Delta, fetch, down to 15. Island, 4. Counterspell. I mean, no matter what, we're going to be able to control their turn. So again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17. 16 minus 3 is still 13. So let's go green. Green. 1 and 2. Ice Till. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And there's the subtlety, pitching the snare. Yield all. Put it on top. Shock the stomp. Down the 5. Do you have a second subtlety? Yield all. I have control of your turn. And a second subtlety pitching a Murktide. So it's actually Murktide proper. Interesting. Yield all. Put it on top. Alright, I'll have a clear board. Riddler, Bowmaster, Kaido. Draw. Well, that's nice. So we can go to main. So first off and foremost, Kaido can tap down itself. Put 2 stun counters on it. We can Thoughtseize target self. Get rid of Riddler. Bowmasters doesn't do what I'd want it to do. So I think I have to leave the Bowmaster. Yes. Nothing in yard. Nothing in exile. I will pass leaving Bowmaster. So I'll take 3 down to 2 next turn as it stands. No reason to draw the clue. At this point, I think I will pass and pass. No attacks. And pass. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then you can Kaido Surveil 2, draw a card. We're down to 2. Problem now becomes, I mean, Emrakul is going to resolve no matter what with the Cavernous Souls, unless they have a sink in the Stupor at this point. If they Kaido 0, then we can get rid of the Kaido when we take control of their turn and tap something like the Orcish army down. Is a Murktide? It's a Riddler, draw 2. Tamia will flip, Tamia will plus. They shock in a Watery Grave for what? They have plenty of cards that we can get out of their yard with the Tamio next turn. Warp Trigger. And draw. They don't have enough for Sink in the Stupor, so they need specifically another Subtlety at this point. And Emrakul. Again, our turn, comrade. They would need an Edict effect. Do you have Shieldred's Edict? No. You have a Fatal Push Counterspell. We draw Counterspell, Counterspell, Fatal Push. Go to main. And there's Riddler in yard, or rather in exile. So I almost want to keep 2 cards in hand. So we can Kaido tap something down. We can attack 1 in, we can push 1. We can Tamio minus for what? I mean, minusing for, I guess, a Shoot the Sheriff or a Thoughtseize? There's also some thought. We can't play Riddler, and I guess we could play... Actually, There's a thought to playing Riddler, tapping it down with Kaido, but then if they do find an Edict effect... I don't want to wipe out all 3 cards necessarily, though I guess if they play the Riddler, then they don't have any mana. Yeah, that's true. Though I don't want to give them another look. So I think you can just push the Orc, Kaido minus, target Bowmaster, target... Is it up to or target creature? So I guess Kaido target army, push the army, Orc into Emrakul, Tamio minus for Preordained. Doesn't seem bad. Because then we can stack the top. Of course, we could always just Thoughtseize target self, I suppose. At the very least, put a stun counter on the army. Kaido's down. Let's push the Orc. Go to combat. Attack with the Bowmaster. Go to blocks. The question just now becomes what we will grab with the Tamio. I'm thinking the Preordain to stack. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. We also could just Thoughtseize target self at a counterspell. Actually, Thoughtseizing might not be wrong. Because with Thoughtseize, we can target self. We'll get rid of the counterspell. That way they lose more life down to 9. Which means even with the 6 from... I guess the 6 still does give them another turn. I guess 5. Yeah, so they have to play the Riddler. They have Counterspell, Unknown, Riddler. Land for turn, Darkslick Shores, Riddler draw 2, Counterspells in hand. We have Ugin to get rid of the Riddler unless they have a Consign. So now Counterspell, 2 unknowns. There's no reason to counterspell twice, realistically speaking. Not with the mana that they have at that point. So at this point, I guess we know for a fact they can't counter Ice Till. So we could Ice Till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not easily, though. Yeah, we'll just Ugin. Ugin, exile, Riddler. They would need Consign at this point. Go to combat and swing 1 black, Cling to Dust. Gets them to 12 exactly, which means this is lethal. Yeah, so I'm glad that we did get them down to the Thoughtseize. All right, solid. Yeah, I wanted to get their life total lower because I didn't care about the counterspell as much at that point. Okay. So this looks like traditional Merc. So returns out. Dismember Heat in. Do we want Bobble? Emrakul out. Or trimmed at least. Rumble trimmed. Leaves room for 1 Bobble at least. Do we want both Bobbles? There is some thought to both Bobbles. What do we trim for it? I guess we could trim Ice still. We want the Writhing Chrysalis. I do like this one-off Dismember for the Ghost Quarter. The second Ghost Quarter wasn't as relevant based on the current meta. Or in my upcoming expected meta. Bobble. But Jukabog seems relevant to keep them off of Merc. Though Frog Riddler is more a problem than anything. I think I might just still call this Frog, because the Merc is kind of secondary. Force Subtlety. Probably 2 Force, like 4 Subtlety. So maybe 1 Bubble's fine. Yeah, we'll run it back like this, I think. I get 3 looks. I'm also able to... Yeah, we'll keep this, fine. We'll make it work. We draw 1. We then get 2. We get a look off of District. Draw 2. So we should find an untapped land for Rumble. Attempt a Rumble. Worst case scenario would be a turn 2 Frog. Yeah. Opponent gets down to 6. Perfect Springs, Bolt, and Hold. There's the Temple. So Commercial District, Surveil. Second K command on top, and pass. So likely had a Spell Snare on 1 or Consign on 1. Bloodstainmire fetch. Frog. We're gonna force check now. No force, there's lab. I mean, I would like the Chrysalis to be honest, but I think lab is correct. We'll grab lab, and then we'll pass. Yes. Alright, next worst case scenario is a Harbinger on 3. Will they float the frog? If not, I'm blocking. Block. And draw. Vexing Bauble. Let's start with Vexing Bauble to play around Force. Vexing Bauble. Plays around Force Subtlety. Lab. No imprint. Do you have Stubborn Denial? Does not appear that you do. I would like either the Devour or the Ugin. The thing is, right now they're non-castables. Mega Spawn helps ramp us though, so we'll go for the Devourer then. And we'll pass. Push. We'll sack in response, and we'll pass. So Frog will connect. Perfect Springs, Bolt, and Harbinger. That was, in fact, the worst case scenario. We need a forest or forest equivalent, so a talisman would be good. We'll draw. There's a forest. That is the perfect scenario. All right. Forest. Yield all. Ice Tills are out, so going double green isn't necessary, but still probably a wise decision. Though I think maybe Temple in case we get rid of this Harbinger, so we'll go Temple. Getting rid of the Harbinger is going to prove difficult, admittedly. And hold. Attack with Frog. Do you float it? I'll block, force you to pitch. Unfortunately, the Devourer and these K commands are dead. Kinda wish I went for the Ugin instead now. Pitching Frog, pitching Subtlety. And Thoughtseize, that's kinda rough. Takes the Myco. I'll crack the Bauble. Talisman. And draw. Well, there's another forest. Hit him up a Jukabog. We'll grab the forest, play the talisman, and pass at this point. Fortunately, are one short on the Devour K command as far as color sources are concerned. Yeah, definitely wish I grabbed the Ugin. In retrospect, I probably should have. No, the Devour is more likely to be played earlier, but underneath the Harbinger, the Ugin would be solid right now. Pitching Polluted Delta. Down to 13. 2 cards in hand. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We draw. Sprawl. Oh boy. Sprawl. For red. And we'll pass. And pass. Down to 7. Lethal's on board. 4 in hand. I mean, opponent just needs to hold up a counter spell and they've got this. Land for turn. And draw. We'll concede. Alright. Go back to sideboard, bring in the Rumble, trim the Gemstone. Yeah, I should have kept the Ugin instead of the Devourer, I guess on the off chance of the Harbinger. Alright, on the play for game 3. I will keep. Let's see what we find off Devourer. A little bit slower, but palatable. Angling for a Chrysis on 3 to ramp into Devourer on 4. Reveal. Trigger for Ice Till or Sprawl. I'm going to say Ice Till. Play Temple, pass, and pass. Surveil. End step, draw. Commercial District, Surveil. Temple, top, and pass. Next turn, Wooded Foothill, fetch for a forest. Thoughtseize. Or not. Land. Fetch, 19. for a swamp and Thoughtseize. Holding up blue, so that way they have to consign. Well, that does complicate things now, doesn't it? Takes the Chrysalis and Tameo, Preordain. I mean, worst case scenario definitely is a whatchamacallit, Harbinger now. Because then we can't play the Ice Till. Of course, they could also hold up a counter spell. Frog. Frog is fine. End step. Fetch for a forest. We couldn't have played the Ice Till the turn prior since it is not Eldrazi. If it was an Eldrazi insect, that'd be pretty good. Don't get me wrong. So we will play, I think we play the Windswept Heath as our land for turn. And fetch. Forest. And this way, play around Harbinger. Ice Till. Subtlety. Sink pitched. I'll put it on top. And pass. And pass. 2. So next turn we also do have Devourer if we want. Depends. The alternatives we just ramp towards Emrakul. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 short of Emrakul right now. Spurific Springs, Bolt, Frog Pitch, and Riddler. Draw 2. They know about the Devourer, but they don't know about the Temple, I don't believe. So they don't know that we can play the Devourer this turn to get rid of the Frog. Draw. It might be correct to do so. Temple. Cast Devourer. Get rid of Frog unless you have Consign. We'll pass in full. Frog's gone. Does body hit board? Counter spell. Perfect. And pass. With a land, they can play the Riddler. Next turn, we'll Ice Till. And try and ramp into Emrakul or Ugin. Is this a Thoughtseize? Thoughtseize. Takes the Ice Till. That is unfortunate. So now we're in top deck mode. One land in hand, we draw. Bog. Well, Bajuka Bog. It cuts off your Murktide and gets us one land closer to Ugin. We'll pass in full. You can Riddler draw a card. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 short of Emrakul, 1 short of Ugin. Otherwise, we can cast everything in our deck. Okay. 1 card in hand, so they can Riddler draw 2. wonder what that last card in hand is. Yep, Riddler draw 2. Would love to see an untapped land or another Devourer of Destiny. And draw. K command. Interesting. We can K command the Riddler, actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. It also adds 2 types to yard. End step. We'd be force checking. It's unlikely that they're going to fetch the Bloodstained Mire regardless. So I'm going to attempt to ramp exile or Scrydraw exile. I'll Scrydraw exile the Riddler. And done. Bloodstained Mire fetch 11. Watery Grave Shock down to 9. Consign. Consign. We'll pass. We'll pass. Fatal Push. Draw 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One land off of both Ugin and Emrakul at this point. Harbinger. One land off of Ugin. So any land will do off the top. Draw. Of course. I'll pass. And pass. Down to 4. Lethal is on board. 2 in hand. Draw. We can cast Myco. Do they have a counterspell? No, it doesn't matter. They freaking have the Riddler. Ugh. Yeah, wasn't even worth me casting. Not to mention they had a consign. We'll concede. Unfortunate. I mean, that was pretty narrow. I want to say we are just so slightly off of winning there. Yeah, that Thoughtseize on the ice still helped them a lot. Delayed me by multiple turns, then just drawing into nothing. So we had no way of casting the Emrakul or Ugin. I guess we could... I guess even if they untap... I don't know, do I force check with the Bloodstained Mire on the field? If they have consign, they're consigning it either ways. If they have a force, they force either on their turn or on our turn. The benefit on our turn is they pitch 2, of course, and they draw 2, the Quantum Riddler. So it's really not positive. So maybe I should have waited till their upkeep, or just seen if they would have made the mistake to fetch the Bloodstained Mire. But if they can have the consign in hand, they just would never fetch it, or never leave themselves open to a consign or to a K command. So I think it didn't necessarily matter as long as my opponent played optimally. Yeah. And then the Harbinger obviously breaking the Chrysalis was no good either. Unfortunate. Alright, but we'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match number 3 on the play for game 1. I will keep... Suppose the opponent is on Brood Scale. So we'll play around Boseiju. And pass. Arid Mesa. Looking less and less like Brood Scale now. So I'll shock in the Stomp. Red. And Rumble. Chrysalis, Sprawl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna grab the Sanctum. And pass so we can kick Myco next turn. Surveil. Okay, looking less like Brood Scale, more like Jeskai. Alright. Flood Strand and passing could be Consign. We'll hold. Another Myco. I mean, we can hold up the K command for Ophelia. That is a consideration. Otherwise, we can use the K command as permission to try and guarantee the resolution of all the triggers. Let's do that. It covers enough bases. Floodstrand fetch 18. Sacred Foundry shock 16 for Felia. I will Rampant exile the Felia. And done. Felia down will pass and hold. Do you have a Flage? Fable, okay. Draw. Another K command. Kick Myco. Hit Thunderous Falls. Double red, double white, single blue. Take out the single blue. I will grab a Cavernous Souls or a Temple. I do like the idea of Cavernous Souls all in all. Does help us with Consign. We'll go Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. We have a K Command X2 as well. Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that, yeah, we're casting Soin Megaspawn next turn. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they could pitch Flage, attack with Goblin into Myco, land for Flage. Puts lands into yard, no Flage. Okay. Arid Mesa. Paying cost 4. Discharge resolves. We could K command the Goblin Shaman. It is tempting. Keeps him off of blue. No. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just do x equals 1. Ugin top draw. Goblin off board. They still have that Arid Mesa. They could still have a blue source. Arid Mesa fetch down to 15. For what? Steam Vent Shock down to 17. Riddler, draw a card. Warp, which means we're going to just Windmill Slam this Ugin and call it a day. Utopia Sprawl. For green. Sanctum of Ugin, trigger, target Fable, yield all. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Short 1 on the Emrakul. Oh, we do have Ugin. So we'll still go Emrakul here. And opponent will scoop it up. Alright. Win for game 1. So Unholy Heat comes in. Dismember comes in for Blink. We were just updating my sideboard guide. Trim the K return, Gemstone. Yep, pretty straightforward. So K return, this case Rumble, and run it back. Opponent will bring in Charma, possibly Damsphere as well, so I'll have to play around both. That's fine though. We can definitely do so. Yeah, I think for the most part, both Zoo and Blink at this point run a, I think like some split of Charmaw and Damsphere. I know in Zoo it's mainly like, I don't know, 2-1 split, but Blink probably closer to like 4-1 split. Maybe a 3-1 split. Hand's a bit slow. Does deal Felia though. We can keep it. You do need another land off top though. Okay, turn on Ragavan, we have Heat. So I know Ragavan's been falling out of favor recently. Draw, Lab. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. Arid Mesa fetch 19, Surveil. Imagine Thundering Falls. Then take this archive. Yes, that makes sense. And pass. Scouting Tarn. Draw. Verdant Cat. We'll play a Forest. Cast the Talisman. If they counter it, then they can't play the Felia. Otherwise, we have Heat for the Felia. Fetch Scouting Tarn 18. Sacred Foundry Shock 16. Cast Felia. Heat Felia. And pass. And pass. Next turn we Converting Catacomb for a Forest, Writhing Chrysalis. Opponent's casting Riddler. Draw a card. Do you have an Ephem? Ephem, draw a card. Okay. Warp. And draw. Temple. I still think we sit back on the with the Verdant Catacomb. Fetch for a Forest. Chrysalis. Yield all. So now we can block Riddler. Though I might just let this Riddler hit me at this point in time. Though more likely than not, opponent will Ephem, rebound, target Riddler, draw a card, would be my guess. No, so they will attack in. That tells me they have something to kill the Chrysalis, whether it be Discharge, Flage. So you won't take the bait, instead probably playing another Chrysalis. No, it depends on what they hold up in as far as mana is concerned, I suppose. Go to attacks. Swing for 4. We'll take it down to 14. I think it makes more sense to hold until we play this Chrysalis. Solitude, pitch Felia, exile Chrysalis. Sure. Prismatic, rude, but sure. And draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll play the lab, no imprint. And cast Chrysalis, do you have Consign? There is some thought to have gone with the Myco Spawn kicked instead, but I think playing the Chrysalis here makes more sense overall. Still likely that they have something, so we'll take the 4. Next turn we can Myco Spawn kick. Casting. Nope, not Prismatic. Wrath for 1. The option to play both was there, but we couldn't kick plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we couldn't kick plus. I mean, we're going to sack trigger. Opponent is tapped out though, so kicking a Myco Spawn is good here. We'll get rid of double red to play around the Charmaw. This is a bit of a surprising choice. I would have expected Raft to have been boarded out, to be completely honest. End step, phase change. Yeah, because we had played the Temple last turn. We had 2 spawns to begin with. We would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could have cast Chrysalis, which is -2, down to 5. So then we would have had only 5, not 6 to kick, unfortunately. We couldn't have done both, but pretty close. Devourer. Unfortunately, we're 1 short, but we will kick the Myco. So Myco Spawn kick. So now what? Arena of Glory, Sacred Foundry. We definitely want to get rid of double red. I do like getting rid of the Arena of Glory, but getting rid of double white is relevant here. So get rid of double red. No matter what, if they do draw into another red source, they can play the Charmaw. So I think for that reason, either going Temple or Cavernous Souls is probably right. I do like the idea of Cavernous Souls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alternative option is Sanctum of Ugin, but I think Cavern Souls might be the better choice. We'll go with Cavern, name Eldrazi. Do we attack? We can block the Riddler at this point. Next turn we can devour it. So I think I want to maintain my life total if possible and pass. And there's another Solitude. Hits the Chrysalis. Pitching Ephem. This will allow them to draw 2. We're up to 18, so... I mean, we kind of accomplished our goal of maintaining our life total regardless. 2 cards in hand. Attack for 4, down to 14, and we draw. Temple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's start with Devourer. And exile the Riddler. Body hits board. I will attack with the Myco. Opponent is now down to 13. We'll play Temple and pass. Scouting Tarn, 12. Surveil. Imagine double red. Yep, Thundering Falls makes sense. Strict Serenade to Yard will pass. Fable of Mirror Breaker, sure. Sacred Foundry tapped. I will kick another Myco. And they have double red, double blue, double white. I guess triple red. Do we get rid of the Arena of Glory? If we get rid of red, white, then they wouldn't have double white to haste unless they draw into it. I think the Arena of Glory is actually the right call here, though. I guess we could Bajuka Bog. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll go with Eldrazi Temp for Emrakul. Go to combat, swing for 9. If they don't block, they go down to 3. Okay, down to 9. Lethal's on board. We'll pass. We have Emrakul in hand. And again, the body is uncounterable. There's Fable, there's Subtlety. They might regret pitching that Subtlety. Charmal hits a Temple. Yep. And draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll Windswept Heath fetch and Surveil. Cyrus, 7 death. I'll keep on top. Go to combat. Swing for 12. They have to block Devourer. Opponent is now down to 3. We'll pass. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sire would have been 13, but it's fine. I'm glad we didn't. And we'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. Solid stuff. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match number 4 on the draw for game 1. We'll pass. Trigger. Verdant Cat. Kind of like the Verdant Cat here. Verdant Cat fetch. I guess maybe we should grab the lab. Verdant Cat fetch. Forest, Sprawl for red. Because at least then we would have had K Command X2 next turn. Yeah, maybe that would have been the right play. I think I was too focused. Oh, okay. Zoo. Izu. What did Foothill fetch? Is a Sign of Draco? It is. Worst case scenario, honestly. We'll draw. Temple. We still have the K Command X2. Would have had X3. Do I Temple K Command here or Talisman? Talisman still gets me to a Devour next turn. They are tapped down, so the K Command is nice, though. It still gets me to Devourer. Let's go Talisman. And pass. So Devour next turn, K command, X equals 5. Sign of Draco, attack 15. They play a Kavu, we can Devour. Light Binding. Holding up a Steam Vents for a Denial or Consign is the problem now. Talisman down. Red for Rag. Okay. Temple. So we can Devour, or I can K command. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I think we go K command here. Oh, I am tempted to just K command X3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to say X3. Bottom draw district. We'll pass. You know, to combat. Block the Rag. We think they have Consign, we can Devour instead. Down to 11. They could have the Consign. 2, 4, 7. Let's Devour the Rag. No Consign, okay. Commercial District, Surveil to Yard. You have another Binding, potentially? Another Binding. Hits the Devourer. And hold. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll take the 4 down to 7. Land for turn. Green, red, Kavu. Moated Foothills up. Lab. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Emrakul. Do you have a Consign to memory? Body hits the board. We'll play the Ghost Quarter, shrink the Kavu. They should fetch the Wooded Foothill now. Steam Vents, Shock. For Bolt. Down to 4. Doorkeeper, Thrall, Flage. Yikes. Draw. Kavu, Flage, Thrall. They can play Flage, so I'm thinking Flage, Helix, Self. And then we can get rid of their Triome. Yeah? Get rid of their Triome, which is their white source. Kavu, pitch Kavu, maybe? Let's go to combat the start. The attack of Kavu or Scion. I'm gonna say the Scion, yeah? No, probably Kavu. Exile Cardin Yard. Go to attacks. Attack of Kavu. Exile card in yard, exile your bolt. Go to blocks. And then I will... Oh, maybe I should have... No, maybe I should have went for the Scion. The thing is they have the Doorkeeper, but we're going to get rid of their white source anyways. We'll cast Flage. White, red. Yeah, wasn't thinking about that. They'll have to block, though. Helix targets self. Yield all. Yield all. Ghost Quarter target Triome. Yes. Take a look. Consign Bolt. Rog. Alright. Done. And pass. And pass. I guess the Kavu could have dug for a potential answer. One scoops it up. We'll take the win. Yeah, I think probably attacking with the Scion would have been more correct. So you want Nature's Claim, Unholy Heat, Dismember. No Fades, I believe, is what we landed on. Let's see. Claim, Heat, Dismember. No K return. Trim a Rumble. A Emrakul. And... Rumble. Returns. Heat. Nature's Claim. Nature's Claim, Heat, Dismember. Cut Emrakul, cut Rumble, cut K return. I mean, that all looks correct. Bring in Claim, Heat, and Dismember. Heat, Claim, Dismember. Why do I still have 61? Huh. I wonder if my formulas are wrong. M through S and B through L, no. So I'm just insane then. Emrakul trimmed. Rumble trimmed. K returns out. Okay, that's 4. Oh. For some reason I took out the Ghost Quarter. I see. We don't want to take out Writhing Chris. Maybe take out... Take out an Ice Till? The Ghost Quarter might be fine to take out then. I'll have to reevaluate that. I must have accidentally made that change, not realized at the time. Sure, we can make this work, but we need to find something off of Devourer. Also realizing that last game I definitely should have cast the Flage first, attack the Kavu, exile the Flage from yard. Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense. In retrospect. Yeah. Alright. Reveal, play, exile what? We're not really angling towards the Emrakul of this hand right now, but Emrakul is tempting. I like the Cavern Souls too much. I think I do dump the Emrakul. We could dump the Devourer, but I think it is relevant to keep. Steam Vent, Shock for a Rag. Nope, holding up for a Consign or Denial, I guess. Bold move, Cotton. Another lab. In that case, I think I'm just going to go Temple and Talisman and pass. And pass. Gala Shrine tapped. K command. I mean, if they double red, do we tuck the Devourer is the question. I'm gonna say no. They already know about it. I suppose we'll tuck the Devourer. Hold up K command. Arid Mesa, fetch 17 for Temple Garden Shock for Sign of Draco. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will hold and draw. Play a forest and pass. So definitely holding a consign, I'd imagine. Kavu. Take 4, down to 16, 3 in hand, end step. 3, 4, 5, 6, or turn Devour to hand. And draw. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Exile the Kavu, yield all. Kavu down, body hits board. Potentially no consign, but still potentially a Stubborn Denial. Arena of Glory. Hasting. Sign of Draco. That is lethal on board. We'll take... Draw. Sire 7 death. I mean, I think we just cast it here. Sire. Lab. No imprint. Go to combat. Swing for 6. Down to 9. Lethal's on board. Do you have a Leyline Binding? Doesn't seem like it. Does the Sire 7 death get us there? Trying to think what their outs are at this point. Flage. Helix target me. Down to 5. No attacks. We'll draw. Ugin. Go to combat. I mean, they could double block Devourer. So I think I just attack no Sire here then. Let's attack no Sire. No blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could play Ugin. I will play Talisman and hold K command. Sire now has pseudo hexproof. So binding no longer does it. We can K command a threat if needed. Plays a Wooded Foothills, 2 left in hand. Another Flage. 1 card left in hand. Down to 9. Down to 8. Alright, they're up to 8, I'm down to 9. K command. Ramp and Scry draw. And done. There's Consign. Stubborn Denial, okay. Empty-handed will draw Nature's Claim. We could Nature's Claim the Sign of Draco. That would allow me to attack with both. They'd go up to 12. They'd have to block the Devourer. Nature's Claim Scion. Go to combat. Swing with both. They have to block the Devourer. Sign of Draco down. Cast Ugin. Ugin no targets. Yield all. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Solid. Outside of a couple misplays in game 1, very, very solid game 2. I think, did I have my misplay in game 2 as well? No. That was game 1 on Devour Trigger as well as a couple other lines, but solid win against Zoo for match 4. We'll be back for match number 5. Alright, we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1 against our friend House of Mana. I mean, we know it's against Titan. Is Rumble enough? We get 1 additional look off the commercial district. We want Myco Spawn. Sure, yeah, we'll make it work. They also keep an opening 7. That's right, I mean, commercial district, surveil, bog to yard, and pass. And pass. Crumbling Vestige, green, grazer, nope. Amulet, draw, sprawl. In that case, we go Verdant Cat fetch, Forest Sprawl, for red, Rumble, show me a Myco Spawn. Yes! Perfect. We pass. We hold. Crumbling Vestige. That's 3. Do you have a Spelunking? That'd be bad. God damn it. I hate that card so much. Spelunking, play a card. Vesuva, commercial district. You're welcome. Keeps it on top. And draw. Temple. Kick the Myco Spawn. Kick the district, yield all. Grab Ghost Quarter. I think we still have to grab the Ghost Quarter, yeah. Grab the Ghost Quarter and pass. We have Cyrus 7 Death next turn. Shifting. Spelunking. And Rot Farm. 2 Boseiju. GSC 1 for Grazer. Don't like it. Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can knock them down to 4. They picked up a Crumbling Vestige, though, which means that even if I knock them down to 4, they'll still have 6, so we can't Ghost Quarter. We'll pass. We'll draw. Sanctum. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would mean tapping the Ghost Quarter, though. Cards in hand, 3. One of them is a Crumbling. What's the last 2 is the question. The problem is the Ghost Quarter's not doing anything anymore, because if they go... Yeah, it's not doing anything anymore. Okay, in that case, Sanctum of Ugin. Sire's 7 Death Theodol. Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll grab an Emrakul. Go to combat, swing for 3. And pass. There's Vestige. 7. You have the Titan in hand. Six, 7 GSC for 1? You have to be joking me. Our GSC for 6 for Titan? Then they can Bajuka Bog me. Scape Shift. Oh, that's so much worse than just a Titan right now. Yeah. Lotus Field, Bounce and T-West, so holding up the Ghost Cord would have been relevant. I mean, we had to go for the Emrakul, I think. I think we had to. So they have T-West and also Urza Cave. Fresh hell. T-West, Pact. Aftermath Analyst. So now they have infinite mana. T-West for Pact. Yeah, there's no point at this point. Like, we could have held up the Ghost Quarter and just played the Scion, or the Sire 7 Death, but then we just still die to Titan. Whereas now we just absolutely get wrecked. Yeah, we'll just concede. Like, yeah, they're gonna Otawara. Yep, we'll take the loss. Should I have held up the Ghost Quarter there? I mean, it would have stopped them from bouncing the T-West. So it may have given me another turn, but then we'd have no follow-up. I don't know. That one's hard. Amulet Titan. 2 and Sire. Cavernous Souls. Gemstone. Run it back. I also wonder if maybe Ugin might be correct to cut here, actually. That is a consideration that I really haven't, well, considered. Maybe? Maybe. I mean, we note there how, like, the Sire just did nothing. Alright, let's run it back like this. On the play for game 2, Nature's Claim's good. Oh, we need to draw into some action. Opponent comes down to 6. We hold up the Nature's Claim with the Talisman. Lab, Imprint, Cast, Pass, and hold. Forest, Amulet, Claim, Pass, Draw, Devourer. Windswept Teeth, Pass, hold up Heat. GSC for 0 for Dryad Arbor. land for turn. Hit the Arbor, just on the off chance. Bounce the Forest. Go to end step, fetch Windswept Heath, Commercial District Surveil. I really don't want a second heat right now. Heat to Yard and draw. K command, play Misty Rain and hold. Spelunking. Spelunking resolves. Crumbling Vestige green for a Rumble. GSC 1 for Grazer. Grazer ETBs. Grazer hits what? Grove Chamber. So now they could be holding a Boseiju. Misty Rain fetch. For a Forest. K command, ramp, and scry draw. X equals 3. Bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Top, draw, and draw. Let's start with Rumble. Emrakul Ghost Quarter. Hold the phone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are you really at 12? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Freaking brutal. I still think I take the Emrakul. The thing is, no. 3, 4. Oh no, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, we have 13. Okay, I'm crazy. Emrakul. Right? 4? Okay, cool. I can count sometimes. Yield all. Our turn, comrade. Primeval Titan, Crumbling Vestige. And Bone scoops it up. I appreciate you. They know full well I know how to play Titan too, so I'm grateful that they will just concede out there. Alright, Gemstone in, Rumble in, and let's run it back. This is way too slow. 6 cards, we have no interaction. What do you even want to find off top? Rumble? 4 card hit. And that's about it. We have 3 looks. Is that even too slow? I can play almost everything in our deck with this hand, but I'm not sure it's going to get us to a win is the problem. I think we need more interaction. I mean, we have Nature's Claim, we have Rumble for Ghost Quarter. Early Nature's Claim's so good, though. Like, we have so many... We have decent hits. The thing is, we just don't have any turn 2 plays. I think I'm on a mulligan. Okay. This is much better. This is much better. I think I pitch the Forest. We'll keep... Pitch the Forest. Done. Pass. Boseiju. Amulet. Well, draw. There's a Rumble. Verdant Cat. Fetch, Forest, Nature's Claim. Pass. Pass. Mother trucker. Draw. We want to hold up Ghost Quarter at this point. I mean, if they have a Lotus Field +1, they can go for it on turn 3. Do we hold up the Ghost Quarter is the question? I mean, it's the safest option. But we need to advance our board state too is the problem. I mean, Lotus Field +1 like Grazer just as we're SOL regardless. I think Ghost Quarter is right. Ghost Quarter and pass and hold. Crumbling Vestige plays around at 2. Do you have Escape Shift? No. Okay. Draw. Lab or K command? I'll play the lab. No imprint. Rumble. Ugh, that's so bad. Commercial District. Hold up the Ghost Quarter and pass. And hold. If you had the Escape Shift, you theoretically could have went for it last turn if you have a Titan in hand. 2, 4, 5. You're one short of the Titan. You need a +1. The problem is next turn you have the Crumbling Vestige. So we'd have to Ghost Quarter anyways. Sucks. Ghost Quarter, pass in full. Yeah, the Escape Shift. Picks up the Crumbling Vestige. 6. Oh, you got to be joking. We can exile 6. Temple. K command, scry, draw, exile. Exile 6. 6 down. Temple Devourer. I guess we can grab the Devourer. We can always tuck it underneath Lab, I guess, or just ramp towards it. Yeah, that's a thought. Bottom, top, and draw, and hope we find a Micah Spawn on top. We'll pass. They have 5 of the Crumbling Vestige. They need a +1. Green. Pact. For Grazer? Son of a... Uh-huh. Grazer, Bounce Land, Echoing Depths for Simic. Yeah. Uh-huh. Titan. So they can haste a Titan Beseiju me. I'm not dead yet. But it's not looking good either. Uh-huh. They'll have to pay for Pact next turn. And they're gonna bog me. Damn. They already picked up Beseiju. So they're gonna Beseiju me as well. Should have probably Beseiju me prior to the bog trigger. A bit of a misplay on their part. Sprawl. Really. Commercial district surveilled. Devour, doesn't really matter too much now, doesn't it? Because they're going to besiege me again. We'll put on top Sprawl for red. Sprawl for green. Pray we get another turn, but it ain't looking good. Because they can Titan attack on this. GSE for 2 for Aftermath Analyst. So, oh, and they freaking milled the Mirror Pool as well. Freaking hell. Yeah, I mean, I'm just dead. They go Lotus Field, Lotus Field. I guess not Lotus Field, Lotus Field, Lotus Field. Urza Cave, yeah. Shit. Yeah, I'm dead. Lotus Field. And then Aftermath Analyst. Yeah, I'll concede. They just need both. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. We had the Nature's Claim for the first amulet, but not the second one. And we just could not get there. We got rid of the 6, but maybe I should have gotten rid of the Carding Yard instead. Damn. Alrighty. Unfortunate. But we'll be back for match number 6. Alright, we're back for match number 6 on the play for game 1. We got another look off the catacombs. Sure. Opponent might be away from keyboard, so we're going to pause. Oh, nope. Opponent's here. It looks like they kept opening 7. Verdant Catacomb. Pass. Seems like opponent might be on Zoo. Flooded Strand fetched 19 for a turn 1 Rag. Sacred Foundry Shock. It's a turn 1 Rag, but now I'm not thinking it's Zoo, because it's Zoo, that's definitely not the right choice. Surveil. Might go top. Draw. We'll go Shifting Wood. And Rumble. Another Myco. And I'll pass. And hold. Discharge. This is energy. We'll pass in full. Ragavan will pilfer. We're going to look for a 7-minute value spell off top. Hopefully Ragavan doesn't pilfer that. Of course it will, though. Ugh, K-Return would also been great. So we're looking for a Templar 7-minute value spell. Opponent will cast Pride, draw, Rumble. Let's play the Gemstone and Rumble once again. Jesus. Find a nothing but bricks. We'll grab a forest and we'll pass and hold. Not even hitting like anything that Shifting Woodland can hit. What the fresh hell? We'll block the Rag. We have the Myco Spawn next turn. Go to blocks. Down to 16, up to 18. What else you got? Arena of Glory and Bombardment. That's pretty good, especially if you follow up with a Johnny. Of course you do. Bombardment ping me down to 15. Hit me for 3 down to 12. Yeah, that KO turn's looking better and better that the Ragavan pilfered. Pride, trigger, and draw. Devourer. We cast the Myco. Yield all. Not even Cyrus 7 Deaths does enough right now. I will grab the Temple. And I will pass. Johnny can hit Myco for 5. Or actually, he can hit me. I think we just lose here. I think we's dead. We were expecting Zoo and got energy instead. Regardless, the turn one Ragavan's rough. Hasting. Pyro. Pitch 1. No elemental, but we're definitely dead. Because the Johnny can just hit me for 6, down to 6. At most, we block the Ragavan, and then they bombardment me to death. Yeah, we're dead. We are dead. Block the reg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yup. We did. Concede. Alright. Bring in heat. Bring in dismember. And we will trim the Cavernous Souls, Gemstone, and an Emrakul, and run it back. Yes. The opponent will bring in some form of land destruction, likely Charmaw, so we'll play around Charmaw where possible. It's one of those instances where Vexing Bauble was Chalice of the Void. You might consider bringing that in. The question is, though, what would we cut? And I guess the Ice Till, but I kind of like that if we're playing in the Charmaw. If we're not, then I suppose the Chalices would be nice on the play. Also just realized something looking at my sideboard guide. I somehow missed that I did not cut K-Return for Tron, and that definitely needs to be cut. K-Return, no good in the Tron, I'll tell you what. So, I'll need to update that. Also wavering back and forth whether or not I want to splash blue for like Strict Serenade or Consigned Memory. Kind of doing the math, but it definitely is possible. Alright, on the play for game 2, I will keep. I will reveal. I will trigger. I will grab Myco. Yes. Imprint. Cast. And pass. And hold. Sacred Foundry Shock 4. Rag. Rag resolves. We draw. Forest. We could Myco spawn as a blocker, but I think I'm going to K-command it instead. Go to main. Go to combat. And ramp, exile, the Rag. Rag down. Pass and hold. Marsh Flats, fetch, down to 17. Plains for Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere is fine. Draw. Forest. Kick the Myco. And Bell's going to scoop it up. We'll take the win. Alright. We'll bring back the gemstone and trim the rumble and run it back. Yeah, Damping and Blood Moon are not as good in this matchup as most people would hope it is. This feels too slow. I mean, we're on the draw, so we have 8 hits off the top. I'll keep it. And pass in full. Marsh Flats fetch 19. Sacred Foundry shock 4. Ocelot Pride. Better than a turn 1 Rag. Rumble. Wooded Foothill pass. Would have definitely preferred something else. Again, Sprawl or Lab. Down to 19, up to 18. Marsh Flats, fetch 17. Plains for Bombardment, a Johnny. We'll fetch, Surveil. Lab top. And draw. Lab. Imprint. Cast. Rumble. Temple would allow us to kick the Myco. But the Vow allows us to potentially, in the near future, hit the Johnny. I also could have a Blood Moon next turn. This is a bit awkward. I mean, Temple helps us get to Ugin as well, but does make us a little bit more weak into a Charmaw. Let's go Temple and pass and hold. I mean, if you had the whatchamacallit, if you had the Bombardment, definitely should have played it prior to the Johnny. Okay, attack 7, 8. 2 short of City's Blessing. Down to 13. Discharge. In response, we'll pass in full. Wear Tear. Freaking rude. Yes. Ocelot Pride trigger. And draw. Devourer. Shock Stomp. And Chrysalis. Triggers and pass. And pass. I mean, I have half a mind to block a cat flip the Johnny if needed. Oh, that's so unfortunate, though. But Bombardment, Sack, Cat, target, Spawn would be my guess. There's no way we're getting to 7. Actually, Bombardment, target... Yeah, I guess target Spawn might be relevant. Combat. What? go to blocks. We block, we block, we block. Prior to damage, sack, trigger. Why would you feed me the Johnny? I guess to flip it? Sure. Yield all. And Johnny's flipped. Sack trigger. And pass. Take 4 down to 4, we still die. Damn. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Unfortunate. Alright. Well, we'll be back for match number 7. Alright, we're back for match number 7 on the play for game 1. Suppose their opponent's on Zoo. If they're on Zoo, this crystal is good. We get a look for another land into Talisman Sprawl Chrysalis. Sure. We'll play the numbers. Let's see if the numbers play us. Commercial District, Surveil. Mycospawn to Yard will pass. And pass. So I'd love an untapped land for Talisman Sprawl draw. Countersoul's name Eldrazi. They could have a stubborn denial, though. That is a possibility if we're assuming this is Zoo. So it might be safer to play Sprawl. Yeah. Sprawl for green and pass. Next turn we can Talisman, or we can either Rumble or Talisman if we're playing around Stubborn Denial, right? Okay, so it is Zoo. So playing around the Denial seems correct. We'll pass. Arid Mesa. Arid Mesa fetch. Is this a turn 2 Sign of Draco? If so, I'd love an untapped land for this Chrysalis. Sign of Draco, yep. Alright, untapped land. A. Done. Chrysalis. Yield all. We're going to be sacrificing the spawns anyway, so we can block the Scion. So let's play the Talisman now. Talisman and pass. So now we can block the Scion. They of course could have a binding to deal with it. We'll pass in full. Godless Shrine. Shock to 14. For what? Binding, yep. Anything else? Paying cost for another Sign of Draco. Unfortunate. Down to 16. Draw. Let's start with Rumble. I'd love to see another Chrysalis. We see an Ice Till. I think I'm going to grab Temple here. Ice still just doesn't do enough. K command, ramp, scry draw. X equals 2. Done. Ugin Rumble. Interesting. Ugin can get rid of the leyline binding, so that is actually kind of interesting. Top, draw. Cast Talisman and pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get rid of binding, and then we can rumble. Yes. I will hold on the off chance it's relevant. We'll be down to 8. We get absolutely hosed by Consign. Surveil. Flage to Yard. Not a fan of that. Draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we do have an option. We do have an option to rumble first. We could opt to rumble first. I think the Ugin might be the right call, though. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'd have to sacrifice a spawn, and I kind of want to hold that for the Chrysalis if I can help it. Alright, let's Ugin. Ugin target, yield all. Do you have Consign? Paying cost 4. Son of a... Yield all. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do here then. That's brutal. We'll concede. And we'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, if I rumbled first, I could have seen the Chrysalis. We would have had 7, 10. Minus 2. I guess minus 4 would put us down to 6. We can't do both. Because, right. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus 1 to 9. So we need the Chrysalis to resolve, but it's not going to resolve because I consign, so it wouldn't matter. Unfortunate. Nope. Go to sideboard. So we bring in Nature's Claim, Unholy Heat, Dismember. And for Zoo, we opted on... That's right, we're still trying to figure that out. Okay, return out, Gemstone, and we'd still be over 1. Because we could cut the Ghost Quarter and just keep the Ice Tills. The Ghost Quarter loops are still relevant, but not as. Yeah, probably just trimming the Ghost Quarter here is probably good enough, and keeping the Ice Tills makes sense. Alright. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I will keep Lab, Imprint, Ugin, Talisman, pass, and pass. Wooded Foothill, passing, draw. Playing into a consign would not be ideal. So Forest, Talisman, Wooded Foothill. I mean, we're going to pass in full regardless. Steam Vents, Shock, Consign. Alright, so we played correctly around a Consign. And hold. They play Sign of Draco on... I guess they can't play Sign on 2 now. They can play Kavu. This also allows to hold up Ugin's Lab. There's the Triome. Alright. Draw. Emrakul. Yield all. So that's 5, 6, 7. So next we can play the Ugin. Go to main. Attacks. No attacks. End step. Do we return the Ugin? Probably not. Because then we play into Consign or Stubborn Denial. Because we only have 7. So we'll just hold. Sprawl. Sprawl. For red. Lab. No imprint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 short on Emrakul. I mean, they know full well now we can cast the Ugin. So the moment they tap down blue, we can cast it, exile the Ragavan. At this point, we can play around Stubborn Denial at least. The question is whether or not we Windmill Slam this Ugin or not. Go to combat. No attacks. I think we just keep on holding then. Okay, so that's perfect. I'm going to hold, I'm going to pass, we're going to hold up Cake Man. They're going to have to counter this. There is no if, ands, or buts. Casting Binding, sure. Binding its Chrysalis, that's fine. Land for turn. Ragavan goes to combat, will block with a spawn, and then cast the K command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to not tap the lab then. Sack. Ramp and Scry draw. X equals 5. Show me the consign. Yep. Consign is out. They could still have another though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Return Ugin to hand. And draw. Another K command. I mean, if you have another consign, that would be 3 consigns at this point. Other option is just to hold up K command again, right? Honestly, I might just do that. Yeah, I'll just do that. Let's see if they fetch with the Arid Mace on end step. If so, we can K command. End step. In response. Sprawl, heat, bog, bog bottom, rumble, heat, sprawl, bottom. I think just bottom all the lands at this point. Top, top, draw, and pass. Surveil. So we can block the rag just fine. We can rumble. I mean, they're definitely playing more of the control game. What are you going to surveil, friend? Wear tear to yard. Yep. And we'll hold. Combat. Rag attack. We'll block. And draw. Let's start with Rumble. Okay, so there is another Emrakul and Devourer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'd only need to sacrifice 2 spawns for the first Emrakul. Otherwise, we can just go Devour for the Leyline Binding, grab the Writhing Chris. That's also a consideration, but Emrakul gives us perfect knowledge if the trigger resolves. We'll go Emrakul. I think I'll hold the Talisman up. Emrakul. You have a 3rd consigned memory. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have the ability to cast another Emrakul. Pain cost 4. The 3rd consigned memory. Yield all. And we'll go to upkeep. I guess I should go to combat before heating the rag. What, do you want to cast a bolt? Bolt target spawn, sack. Sure. Rude, but sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you do actually go for that, that would be a problem. Unholy Heat is rag down. Or do you have a Stubborn Denial at this point? Rag's down. Okay. Kavu resolves. And draw. Nature's Claim. So we can Nature's Claim the Chrysalis. Or the Leyline Binding for the Chrysalis if we really want. They've already played 3 consigns. What are the chances of the 4th? What are the chances of the 4th? Emrakul number 2. Do you have the 4th consign? Thank freaking God you don't. Alright. Guildpack's Stubborn Denial, so we can Winter Night Stories Denial then. Draw for Rag. How do you want to proceed here? So I'm thinking... I guess we can't Winter Night Stories and Denial, can we? Draw 3, then discard 2 unless you discard a creature. Non-creature spell. We also don't want to give them the ability to harmonize. Go to main. Now what? Well, we can't get rid of Denial. We can get rid of Winter Night Stories, so they can harmonize. I guess we can harmonize. Let's do that. Or Winter Night Stories, rather. So Winter Night Stories. Discard 2 cards. Discard 2 cards. So we're going to discard Leyline Binding. And we're going to discard Stubborn Denial. Cool. Then we're going to Wooded Foothill, fetch, and then fail to find. Though we could shock and put him down to 13. Yes. I will shock. Temple Garden or Steam Vents? Let's go Temple Garden. Shock. Go to combat. Attack with Kavu. Trigger. Exile a card from Yard. We're going to exile the Winter Night Stories. Go to blocks. And block. And so now I have lethal on board. They have a Rag, 2 Leyline of the Guild Packs, and a land. Pass. What is your top deck? Did we get there? We got there. Solid. Okay. Gemstone back in. Rumble out. Run it back. Overall, think that went pretty well. Can we get there for the 4-3 record at the end of 7? That would be nice. I had to play through 3 consigned to memories. Criminy. We almost didn't have enough lands to cast either Ugin or Emrakul if they got rid of that last spawn too. That would have been brutal. They had considered Stubborn Denialing the Unholy Heat on the Rag, but opted not to. Not sure it would have mattered too much in the grand scheme though, I'll admit. I don't think opponent really changes much between on the play, on the draw, brings Consign in, brings Charma in, brings Damsphere in, that's about it. Though again, I really don't think Damsphere does too much in this matchup, but Charma will definitely have to play around. Yes, we can make this work. We'll keep. Guild Pact. And pass in full. Surveil. No Ragavan on one, thank God. Binding to Yard, okay. Draw. Chris, this is pretty solid here. Fetch. Forest. Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. Wooded Foothill. Is a Sign of Draco. Black. Black. Kavu. In that case, we're going to go K command exile Kavu. Imprint. And ramp and exile Kavu while shields are down. And pass. And hold. So if they went turn 2 Kavu, it's unlikely they have a Scion on hand. 2. Wrath for 0. We'll sack in response. Did they miss their land drop? They did. Either that or phase changing first before the land drop, which would be smart. Okay, they do have their land drop. Draw. Myco. Interesting. See, I want to play the Chrysalis. The only problem that I foresee here is that I'm a bit worried about a Charmaw now. The thing is, they could have land Charmaw, or they could draw into the land for the Charmaw regardless. We could Rumble first. We could Rumble first and just play it slow. Let's Rumble. We also could Myco. No. It's out to play Sanctum is the problem. Let's see. 4. So if I... Do we Rumble? Let's Rumble. There is Devour. I'm going to grab a Stomping Ground. We could Stomping Ground Myco spawn. But then that leaves the Emrakul vulnerable. Well, Stomping Ground tapped and pass. We can kick the Myco next turn, or just hold up the Emrakul. Paying cost for Kavu. They only have one land untapped. Draw. Talisman. We could kick Maiko. We could kick Maiko. They clearly missed a land drop. So they couldn't play that. Or if I kick Maiko, there's still a chance for them. I think I still kick it. I think I have to. Let's kick the Maiko spawns, see if they have a consign. We'll go for the Triome and yield all. Triumph down. That means they are down a land drop now. I still need to play around Charmal, however. So in that case, how do I want to proceed? I think going Commercial District would make the most sense. We could go Shifting Wood, which could allow us to then grab a Devourer, but they have the Kavu, which can rip something from Yard, so a bit more of a moot point. We'll go Commercial District, Surveil. Cavern Souls to Yard. And I'll pass. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next we can play Chrysalis. We'll pass in full. Begin combat. Discards a card, draws a card. Guild Pack to Yard, draws a fresh card. I'll take 5 down to 14. Another Wooded Foothill. 3 in hand. And draw. Cyrus 7 death. I will attempt to resolve Chrysalis. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we do have Emrakul next turn. No attacks. And very carefully and patiently playing around Charmal. Fetch Wooded Foothill down to 19. Temple Garden. Tapped. Leyline Binding. Targeting. Chrysalis. Resolves. Binding down. I might block the Kavu with the Maiko spawn here. I think that'd be wise. Kavu attacks. We'll definitely block. The question just now becomes whether or not they have a consign in hand. Would love to see him tap out, but they shouldn't do so at this point, given that they know full well that Emrakul can be cast. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 exactly, yeah. Eats the Rumble. So they're worried about the Emrakul then. But then they should have went for the K command, right? I guess they're worried that I could just cast one right now. Block. Land. 2 in hand, paying cost 4. To Fairy. Teferi attempts to bounce what? Probably the Sprawl would be smart. They draw a card, 2 in hand, Wooded Foothill. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're now short on Emrakul. I will draw. Stomp. At this point, they can play Charmaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So we can go Sprawl for red. Play Sanctum. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could play the Talisman. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can just block the Kavu as is with a spawn. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the Sire. I will hold a turn. Teferi plus. Kavu attacks. 3 in hand. Do you like the cards in your hand, opponent? Discards a card, draws a card. Go to blocks, I'll block. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. End step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Return Emrakul to hand. Is this Beseiju? This won't work. Bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 13. Second response. They're very clearly worried about the Emrakul. Shifting Woodland. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 if I tuck the Sire. I am going to instead cast the Sire here. Yield all. Paying cost 4. And there's the consign. Okay. Yield all. I will play the Shifting Woodland and pass. This will likely force them to eat the Siren Yard. The Fairy Plus, which means I still have the Emrakul. 4. I guess they can push it down to 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, they take the K command, they push it down to 11. Which is a problem. This is 7 down to 7. Ragavan will pilfer. What will Ragavan pilfer? Now also will only have one card in hand as it stands. So they don't exile the Sire. We're going to Shifting Woodland. Go after the Teferi. And still be able to hold it up. Yeah. I guess we'd need 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can do that. Discard, draws a card, discards a card. Or discards a card, draws a card. Okay. So I didn't like what they have in hand. But they didn't pay attention to the Siren Yard of the Shifting Woodland. Huh. Otherwise, they would have exiled a card in yard if they liked the card in hand. Pitches an Arid Mesa, draws a fresh card. Both hit. Down to 7, Ragavan pilfers. Ragavan pilfers a Cyrus 7 death. That's rude. I don't like that. Ragavan dashes back the hand. I will draw. Temple. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I will go green, red, colorless green, and go Shifting Woodland, target Cyrus 7 death. Go to combat. Attack at Teferi. Teferi down up to 14. I will play Ugin's Lab. No imprint, and then pass. This means I can activate Shifting Woodland again if they decide to attack. Wooded Foothills fetch. You have a Surveil land? You do not. Steam Vents tapped. So now if you attack with Kavu, attempting to exile the Sire, I can make the shifting into a Sire and block the Kavu. It also still leaves you vulnerable to the Emrakul that I've been pocketing. I guess there was one thought to attacking their life total, pushing down to 11. Rather than the Teferi, I suppose. Opponent's tinking hard now. No matter what, we shouldn't be dead here. Land, Arid Mesa. 2 cards in hand. One of them's the Rag. Plays Rag. The combat attacks. No attacks. End step. Chrysalis. So green, red, 2. We can just go Shifting Woodland here. Target Cyrus 7 death. Green, red. Green, colorless. Go to combat. Attack for 7. Down to 11. So I could play Chrysalis, make blockers. Chrysalis, yield all. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. And hold. I mean, you can definitely attack with the Kavu, but opponent will scoop it up, we'll take the win. Solid. I mean, this is a good example where, like, shifting woodland feels really good. I go, cool, we're gonna try and bait them in with a Sire. They counter it? Sure, that's fine. We have a shifting woodland. We can now attack with Sire. It has Vigilance, which means we can then block with a Sire that we don't have. That is in graveyard and puts my opponent into a really awkward position. So I really like shifting woodland. I really do. Alright though, well that there will end our challenge at a 4-3 record at the end of 7. Not bad. Our losses were to Energy, Titan, and to Frog. Overall, really tight matches. Maybe some missequencing here and there, but for the most part, really, really solid play. I am still making a few like last minute decisions regarding the deck on what I want to play. If I want to still stick with Gruul, if I want to potentially switch over to Teamer Splash Blue for Strict Serenade. It is something I'm considering. I crunched the numbers, did the math, and we can definitely make it work. And make it reliably playable on like turn 2, turn 3, which is normally when it needs to come in. But we're still thinking it over. But with that being said, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. If you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed and mistakes that I made, or any general feedback be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me in both my successes and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you've reached a point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can find these videos ad-free and early. With that being said though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!